I don't know if this is gonna record well, but I'll try. So the heat wave just ended in Cleveland, Ohio, and it reached like 100 and it seemed like 105, but maybe it was more like 90, 92 degrees. But it felt like 110 degrees. So let's see here. This is what I drive down on. This is Cuyahoga State Park. Hold up. I gotta put my seatbelt on at least. Seatbelt's back on. Drive. I've never done this before. Okay. If I had a way to post, mount this phone somewhere safely, I think it'll be good. The people probably behind me will feel a little less bad about me videotaping myself while I'm driving. So I'm on my way to work. So where do I start? I'm an amazing pharmacist, the best in the community. Not really. I'm more of an amazing politician. I am happy about where I am. Oddly enough, there's a lot of negative things going on in the community, the pharmacy community, about the state of our career. So you can even see the sweat on my face. It's hot in Cleveland today. And today's a nice day. It's crazy because I lived in Columbus and Cincinnati and it was way hotter there. Anyway, I'm on my way to work. This is where my mind goes when I'm like, I think I have undiagnosed ADHD. And as I wait for all the psychiatrists to weigh in with their DSM-5 criteria. Okay, so I'm on my way to work and I just kind of got done mentioning about a quarter life crisis because I didn't plan for my life after I got my doctorate. So we'll start with work. Okay, work is about, I'm not gonna say it's 50%. It might take up like 50% of my time, but work is a good quarter to 40%. Quarter to 40%, that was a yawn. Quarter to 40, that was me trying to hide a yawn. That was a quarter to 40% of my life. And lo and behold, I didn't even really plan to think about how was I going to live my life beyond just being a pharmacist. So from the start of school, I wanted to be this hospital pharmacist. I wanted to be this great clinician. I think I had a very physician's perspective of what being a pharmacist was like. But the reality is that we are basically the stewards of everything that a doctor's office doesn't want to take on after the conclusion of the appointment. It's just kind of like we're like the next step. If I want to use a metaphor like a vending machine, you're hungry, right? You have that body response. You're like, well, the thought is I'm going to go to the vending machine. So that's scheduling appointment. You have the thought. And then, the actually like putting in, well, what do I want? The appointment is just like putting in the input and then putting in the code for what you want. And then of course, what comes out is, the pharmacy is the dispensing of the chips, that fall into the machine. And the eating part is also the pharmacy because, if you eat something and like, let's say it's rotten or it makes you sick, you're going to call the vending machine company, which is the pharmacy, and you're going to say, hey, something's wrong. So it's kind of just like the pharmacy is kind of like the last step of the follow through of your care, I guess. What is care? What is medical care? Another yawn. I guess I'm losing oxygen while I talk. Oh, and I should show you guys where I am. So this is Brecksville, a very small town of Brecksville. It's funny because I'm like doing a little tour and also talking about my commute to work. To Brecksville, there's a wine shop I haven't tried yet there. Okay, this is Brecksville. This is the center of it, little town square there. They have great Memorial Day thingies that happen there. I don't really know much about Brecksville. So describing my work. I will mention a discussion that I had with one of my family members. During the time I was in school, there was a huge kind of I would say, threshold that was reached with social media, YouTube, and then like now it's 2019 and there's a whole blow up of content on the internet, on YouTube, and a big blow up of content. And there's all these other things like, things I've heard of, Patreon and Skillshare, and I don't know, all these like hubs of content generation and things like that. So a lot of people are taking on their own kind of celebrity view. I had realized that, in the background for a very long time, I was making music, creating content, but not really putting it out there in the public sector. I didn't feel okay about showing everybody who I was. I kind of not sure how I feel about it now even. See, the thing about identity that's really tricky is that, and I think that my question of, well, what do I do with my life now? The thing about identity that's tricky is, we have so much of this lifetime to try to figure out our own identity. And then if we have to manage another one, which is the public one, it makes my mind explode. I can barely even handle myself, let alone a public identity. I-77 North, one of the many, many highways in Cleveland. I have to say, there have been no other routes. It's so funny. Here's UH and here's the ambulance. I feel like these are just my neighbors that I get to see. Yet this guy, ambulance, which looks like maybe a private ambulance, is just one part of the story. And then people, after they get in the ambulance and stay in the hospital, they come to me. In my introduction, I can't tell you guys how many times I had to edit out the word I would say it was probably at least 10 within a video that was only 1 minute and 37 seconds. Not sure how I feel about that. I don't feel very good about that. So, there you go. I caught myself. Now I feel it. Now I feel myself saying it, and I don't like it. No more of these. I'm at least gonna try to just pause. Maybe if I take the word and just say maybe just like I think that's a little better. Okay. I know some people who use a placeholder word and it's okay. I think that would be strange though. Okay. It's not really working. So, I did notice that I say that a lot. I feel like in that, there's a lot of doubt. There's a lack of conviction. There's doubt related to self-doubt. There is a feeling of, I want to say a little bit of insecurity. Not insecurity of self, but just insecurity of like, it makes me feel like when Velcro goes bad and it doesn't stick quite like it used to. That's what it feels like. So now that I'm aware, I'm trying to see if I can at least make the editing a little bit faster by not always editing out the word Maybe I can memorize what my face or what my mouth looks like when I'm like Cleveland Clinic. I don't know if you can see it. Might miss it. Cleveland Clinic. And then now we see the other highways that we're connected to. 480, 77, and then I'll be approaching 271, I think. I am going to try. First, I'm going to try to take up the things that I've done in the past, like music, art. I'm going to reach back, do a throwback. I'm going to reach back for content as well. If that doesn't work, I'm going to try to utilize my current skills. So my current training is obviously being this legal drug dealer person, a great politician of a pharmacist. Okay. I realize that I think I'm saying that because I am thinking. I feel like I have a lot of great thoughts when I'm driving. Good content opportunity. I'm capitalizing on something I don't even know what I'm capitalizing on. I have no idea if this is even gonna go anywhere. I bet people get pretty sick of hearing that. The self-defeatism of YouTube blanketed us as a pure dose of humility. I've noticed that YouTube is an interesting creature. The sweet nothings of addressing the audience. Oh, hello, lovelies. Hello, dearest ones. Things like that. We have another star of this little... Yes. This one is called Marty. Martin. Yes, that's the name he came with. Yeah. So this is me after work. Oh gosh. I hope I'm not... I feel like I look very like romantic in this lace getup. And this paisley covers. But it's not supposed to be romantic. I'm supposed to look tired. Look at my face. Look at that glisten. It was hot earlier. And look at that. I almost look, you know what? I'm gonna post the sandwich I ate late tonight, and we're gonna compare the shininess of my face with that. I'm gonna let you guys know that I feel like I found a cartoon bun. Yes, McDonald's sells a cartoon bun. I'll show you. Maybe I'll pop like a 2-second, image of the cartoon bun, and you guys give me a verdict of what you think. I just got back from closing my store, and I realized that my level of balance and cognition was really off. I was kind of like stumbling about the place. I tried to exercise after work, but I actually did some of my aquatic exercises in the pool. I was like taking my leg and like lifting it up and doing these little leg lifts in the pool. And that was my attempt at trying to exercise. So I'm out of work and I'm very tired, and I have to open tomorrow. I have to do a 12-hour shift tomorrow, and that's pretty typical. And you've got to see this kneading action from this cat. Look at this concentration. Like, he like knows I'm filming him too. So, but just the amount of concentration and focus that goes into this process of making my space comfortable. Look at this. Like, he's in position. Like, his feet are stationed, and he's just like, I'm gonna make this bed. I wonder how long he'll do this before he looks up. What you doing? Yes, I'm filming you. And see, he gets very weird when I film him. He does get very weird. So, oh gosh, he's gonna attack me now. This is my old man. His name is Martin. Well, his formal name is Sir Martin. That is the name he came with. And I called him, I deemed him Knight of a an old Middle Ages French province. I believe it's called Aquitaine. It's from, yes, AP European History class. So this is Sir Martin of Aquitaine. Look at this face. Oh, and he's gonna attack. Okay. Yeah, if my piece of equipment had a better lighting in the dark, I would say it is so important to make sure that the mind is positive before going to bed. It's almost like if you don't like to go to bed angry at your spouse or your partner or whatever, it's important to not go to bed angry within yourself. So you almost have to treat yourself as a romantic partner in the same way. So a good notion to add is that in order to start the day in a good way. I know of a Bible verse that kind of begins with, first rest and then do the work. Rather, like God intends us to rest and then go about the day. So, yeah, important, super important to make sure that the mind is positive before going to bed.